What's up, everyone? Dalton Hopkins with Frontstretch.com here live at Daytona International Speedway. I am flanked to my left by the one and only Michael Massie, and we just got done with Daytona 500 qualifying. We'll go over some of the events that occurred here tonight, some more previews for what's going on tomorrow. But first, Massie, we've got a message from a very important sponsor.
That's right, we sure do, Dalton. You see, during the off-season, folks, we had a brand new partner come on board, My Place Hotels. My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel sponsor of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Racing fans can use the promo code Frontstretch. That's FRONTSTRETCH. To save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. That's 10% off nationwide with code FRONTSTRETCH. This racing season, be sure to make My Place your place.
See, drivers aren't the only ones getting sponsors during the off-season. How about that, right? A big special thanks to our new sponsor, My Place Hotels. But now let's get into some of the stuff that's going on here at Daytona International Speedway, like what just happened about an hour ago, and that is, of course, Chase Briscoe winning the pole for the Daytona 500 tonight. The first one for Toyota in its history, in the history of NASCAR. The first one for Joe Gibbs Racing, like you pointed out, since 1998 with Bobby Labonte and Austin Cindric will join him on the front row. Massie, give us your thoughts on that.
Oh, yeah, it's huge. Everybody going into this week was like, well, a Toyota's not going to win the pole, right? They've never done it. And, Joe Gibbs and all those Toyotas, they're just not that fast when it comes to qualifying. Chase Briscoe showed up, and I think he thought he was still in the Ford because he sailed around here like he was, and he won the pole, beating out Penske's, the Ford of Austin Cindric. Cool story for both of them. What a way to make a first impression for Briscoe. And for Cindric, it's the continuation of a string of podiums here at Daytona after getting a podium in the 24 hours of Daytona last month.
Finishing on the podium, finishing runner-up, Rolex 24 qualifying, finishing on the podium, Rolex 24, qualifying second in the number 2 for Austin Cindric. So it's almost a little bit poetic, but I expect big things out of him come Sunday as well. But then we have another big story, probably I would argue maybe an even bigger story, and that is who else also qualified their way to the Daytona 500. That is Jimmie Johnson and Martin Truex Jr. Both of them past Cup Series champions. Truex a bit of a favorite. Jimmie Johnson maybe not so much. Massie, give us your thoughts on that.
Well, again, the Toyotas were supposed to be slow, right? So a lot of people, I think, thought like the Chevy of Justin Allgaier would get in there. Maybe some of these other guys, the Chevy of Helio Castroneves. But no. After a day of talking where both guys, Truex and Johnson, came out against the open exemption provisional that's guaranteeing Castroneves a spot, but not these two NASCAR, well, one a Hall of Famer already, the other one a future Hall of Famer. Ends up, none of that matters. They locked themselves in on speed. They showed us why they are the great NASCAR drivers they are. Doesn't help that they had some amazing horsepower behind them. I mean, it was pretty cool to see the two of them up on the stage together after it, just chatting. You're like, man, that's a couple legends right there. We should appreciate these guys. It's cool to see them and at least one last Daytona 500.
Amid a media day where a lot of people were counting out the Toyotas, at least when it came to qualifying, they pretty much sweep all the storylines when it comes to actually making it into the qualifying day. So congratulations to those two drivers, to Jimmie Johnson, Martin Truex Jr. But then again, one of the other bigger stories now going into tomorrow is the other 7 drivers that now have to race their way into the Daytona 500, the most since 2015. Well, maybe barring Helio Castroneves, and there's been plenty about talk about that so far today. But that does mean that we have some duels. We got some lineups tomorrow. The dual lineups are set. So if I'm not mistaken, it's the top driver out of those 3 or 4 drivers in each duel. Whoever finishes the highest out of those drivers will also race their way into the Daytona 500. Give us duel number 1. Who are we looking at?
Well, so let's not forget, first off, that Jimmie Johnson and Truex can still race their way in, and the next best on speed, which I believe was Justin Allgaier, would get locked in. So there's still that possibility. But if I'm those guys, I'm not trying to wreck a race car. I'm taking it easy tomorrow night. But those guys in Duel 1, you've got Justin Allgaier, you've got Martin Truex Jr., Chandler Smith, Elio Castroneves, and J.J. Yaley. Of those guys, I think Justin Allgaier is going to make it because, we see Hendrick cars be so good at super speedways. William Byron won this race last year, and while it's a junior motorsports entry, it's got an affiliation with Hendrick, and I think Baby Gator will get it done. Duel 2, we've got, that's the one that's got Jimmie Johnson in it. You've also got Corey LaJoie, Anthony Alfredo, BJ McLeod, and Cody Ware. So 5 people in that one as opposed to 4 in the other one. Now, this one, I want to lean Corey LaJoie or Alfredo because I know they got some speed, but I feel like there's going to be an underdog. There's going to be an upset. BJ McLeod, Florida's own, is going to make the Daytona 500 after coming oh so close last year.
A brief correction. Cody Ware is already locked into the Daytona 500.
Cody Ware.
Yeah, but I think I know what you were talking about though. But you saw him underneath BJ McLeod, and it's kind of you can. I don't blame you for thinking Cody Ware wasn't already locked in. I'm gonna end it there. But I think
as slow as he was the night, he shouldn't have been.
He's starting last tomorrow, so we'll just put it that way. But BJ McLeod though, I think that's a very interesting pick. But you know what? Not a dumb one because we saw him run up front during the duel last year. Despite his single car speed not being so great, he knows how to run in the pack. That said, at least on my end, I do agree with Justin Allgaier. However, at least in the second duel, I think it's going to be Anthony Alfredo. The Beard Motorsports team, that team has been very fast in super speedway races. They've been competitive. I mean, they almost finished second last year during the 400 with Parker Retzlaff. That team knows how to get it done here. They know how to be fast at least. I would not be surprised if those guys are going to have some good speed tomorrow night. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow night, Thursday night, for the duels, along with some practice sessions as well, some other stuff we can talk about. But signing off, this is Dalton Hopkins, Michael Massie with Frontstretch.com. Make sure to continue watching and follow all of our coverage as we go through Speed Weeks, complete with day number 1.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.